You have 2 new messages. Monday, 1:45 a.m. I always come back. Monday, 11:45 p.m. Hey Alex, it's Mark again. Anyhow, if you've made it to day 2, congratulations. First things first, the police just called. Said they'll do an investigation into, I think his name was William Afton of some sort. I think he was on the roster last week and we forgot to remove him from that. That's why you heard that little threatening message there. This is one of those things you just have to deal with when you're the manager of a company named Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Anyway, sorry for that little tangent. So, let me tell you a little something about Foxy. I think when the camera's on him, he doesn't move at all. Possibly camera shy or something. Or maybe he likes the camera. I don't know. Anyway, check up on Foxy using your cameras. And to reiterate from the last message I gave you on your first night, only close the doors if you have to. I think I made that clear. Although, have you met the animatronics yet? They're usually really nice people, especially at night. They kind of treat most night guards like family. Well, there is one exception, as you've already heard from his message. Safe to say, he will probably be coming back later on. If I ever find whoever left that message on a night guard's phone, I'll... Anyway, sorry about that bit of anger there. Anyway, I should mention that I was probably the night guard the week before you. So, if that makes sense, William Afton was there for probably longer, and you can see how he abused his power by killing 5 kids. Or, well, it could be more than that. Anyways, keep your toes up. Keep yourself on your toes. Check the cameras, check the lights, and check the doors. We don't want any break-ins. Anyway, give me a call back and see if you've found anything. Or maybe the animatronics will call me back, I don't know. And with that said, I'll see you soon. Take care. End of messages. Tuesday, 12:05 a.m. Hey, kid. It's Freddy Fazbear. Just thought I'd let you know TextCom for Businesses for Windows 3.1 is finally working properly. If you want to chat with me or my friends, the code is 312. Remember that? 312. Okay, talk to you later. End of messages. Ahoy, Night Guard! Finally found out how his newfangled internet works. Wanna try it? Hey, I was about to log off. Yeah, but I thought disconnecting was quicker. Sorry, Freddy. Hey, no problem. You gotta disconnect. You know what it's like. You got dial-up service. You know, Chica hasn't moved from her spot on the stage. Usually, she'd be in the kitchen making a pizza. I don't know what's happened. Hope the poor lass is okay. That bilge rat better not have tampered with her. She brings us all good joy, don't she? You know, you're probably right. Most folks would probably take advantage of that. But Chica? Nah. She's an honest gal, isn't she? Aye, she is. She is. She's also been a very important part of this cruise ship. Keeping the old girl together, fixing the plumbing, cooking pizzas. Hell, she's part of the reason why Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is on the map. Next to Freddy, of course. You know, Cap, I'm the main reason. And that's why we're all worried about her. She's not been doing much moving or talking or, well, literally anything. At least as far as I know. Sorry, gals. Got a lot on my mind, what with Jessie being gone and all. And I needed to take a quick restart. Most of us here are boys, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from. The whole thing with Jessie being gone, it's quite the ordeal. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we'll probably get a call from the police. Plenty sure. There's probably going to be a lot of interviews too. So, we may need to be ready for that. It's perfectly alright needing a reboot. I can just imagine why you would feel that way, but poor Jessie. I wonder how she's doing, going through all this being chased and all. And especially with that threatening message from William Afton. Whew. That guy needs to be put in a mental hospital. Don't you think? Ye be right about one thing, lad. That bilge rat ain't going nowhere near Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Not while we have a say in it. You know, that's something pretty helpful, Foxy. You keep the ship upright, keep it running smoothly. I know a lot of kids who've been to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I may not have been there myself, but family applies even in nighttime. Family always wins out. Makes me sort of wish I had a family too, you know what I mean? You know what? Just give me a sec. Hi, you've reached Mark's answering machine. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Hey Mark, it's Alice calling from 1-800-555-4125, and I'd just like to say thank you for everything. Thank you so much for everything. 1-800 seems like kind of an area code nowadays, doesn't it? Most places have codes like 865, 413, or something along those lines. And 1-800 is usually reserved for businesses. Well, it seems kind of strange that I'm in an area that has 1-800 as a zip code. Yeah, just thought you might know that. Well, anyways, I'm at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and the animatronics are doing just fine. They're like a family to me. Just like your family to me, Mark. And just so you know, I kind of grew up in an orphanage as a kid. Yeah. A lot of kids wouldn't play with me at the orphanage, so I felt kind of lonely there. You've always been the best, Mark. Not just giving me a job, but also just being there for me, You've just been there. Just been there. And I wanted to thank you for all that. Anyway, good luck. See ya. That, son, was the most beautiful phone call I ever heard. And that's not just because of an animatronic. Man. It's not just because I'm an animatronic. Nope. No, it's not. To tell you the truth, we're all kind of animatronics in our own way. Yeah, thank you, buddy, for listening. Why, I'd be happy to have you on your crew. Thank you, Foxy. I just hope Afton doesn't come back, at all. If he does, I am going to be royally, royally, royally pissed. Y'all hungry, sugar? Surprised to say, but I am. I don't think I've had a thing to eat right around here since, breakfast. Alex, where are you living that they aren't feeding you? No worries. You can stay with us until we find someone who can adopt you. Thanks, Chica. I may be roughly 16 to 18 years old and working a job at Freddy's, where I used to go as a kid, mind you. It was pretty awesome back in the 80s and early 90s. Though I never got to see Foxy myself, he was always one of my favorite characters. Yep, he sure was. It warms this old pirate heart to hear you say that. Aye, that it sure does. Thank ye. Here you are, Alex, with pepperoni just as you like it. Thanks, Chica. No wonder you're such a great chef. This is delicious pizza. Wow. So, how did you make it? After you finish your fifth night, I'll explain it to you. Cool, that'll be something good to look forward to. Ahoy, Alex. Want to hear a story about me adventures on the high seas? A story? Yes, please. Alright, so there I was, on the famous ship, the Fantastic Fox, sailing the seven seas, when suddenly a vicious kraken sprang out of the water. Man the sails! I shouted to my crew. They did so with the heat of 1,000 suns. And then, as soon as all the sails are down, guess what happens next? I loaded the cannon, and as soon as the kraken got near, my crewmates fired into the demon's eye. Oh boy. She went down like a sack of potatoes, that kraken did. Anyway, little did I know that kraken was only a distraction for our rival pirate ship, the Blackbeard's assailants, run by old Captain Blackbeard himself. It took upwards of 3 hours, but the battle between Captain Blackbeard and me, old Captain Foxy, was won fair and square, with not but a single cannon strike to the ship's rudder. It won't be starting anytime soon, I can tell you that. His ship was sunk. Not literally, but metaphorically speaking. Anyways, upon reaching the island, I found a treasure chest. And what do it contain, ye young lad? 1,000 gold doubloons. All just waiting to be shared among the crew. Of course, I didn't just share it with the crew. I brought some back here to Freddy Pizza for you to have. So anyway, that be me story. Enjoy the gold. Thank you kindly, Foxy. But how am I going to explain this to my boss? No worries, buddy. Old Foxy will explain for ye. Thanks. It takes the skin off my back sometimes. Thanks, Foxy. Well, Alex, guess you gotta go for now, huh? See you tomorrow's shift, okay? Don't worry, we've got your back. There'll be plenty of pizza waiting. And you can share stories with old Foxy. Thanks, guys. Hey, Alex, it's Mark. I heard you came upon a windfall of 200 Foz tokens. Did you purchase those yourself? If so, those will be coming out of your paycheck. What? No, I'm just messing with you. Foxy explained that you listened to a story about him discovering a windfall of treasure, probably the 1,000 Foz coins he was after. And so he gave 200 of those to you and shared the remaining 800 between his crew, right? Yup. Only the crew in this case were Freddy Fazbear, Chica the Chicken, and Bonnie the Bunny. Which begs the question, why he gave 200 coins to me and not to another animatronic, huh? Well, probably wasn't 100,000 Foz coins, because then he could share them with the animatronics and the people. I'm guessing he gave the 200 coins to you as a sign of friendship. You got that right. I'll text you tomorrow night and see how things are going. Probably have another shift due tomorrow. Anyhow, make sure everything is kept an eye on, okay? Will do. Will do. Thanks. I'm glad to hear you come on board. Well, personally, I adopted you from that orphanage, so yeah. Pretty much a win-win situation. Not only was I a good father, but also a good boss, too. Anyway, I'll see you next shift. See ya, buddy. Fazbear Entertainment would like to remind you that this texting story was a work of fiction. Any references to real characters, places, or stories hereof are completely coincidental. Thank you for watching Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2.